Today, a new moon is in the sky, a 23-inch metal sphere placed in orbit by a Russian rocket. Here, an artist's conception of how the feat was accomplished. A three-stage rocket. Number one, the booster in the class of an intercontinental missile. Its weight estimated at 50 tons. The smaller second stage took over at 5,000 miles an hour and carried on to the highest point reached. 500 miles up, the artificial moon is boosted to a speed counterbalancing the pull of gravity and released. You are hearing the actual signals transmitted by the Earth-circling satellite, one of the great scientific feats of the age.
Since the first time we humans started venturing out in space in 1957, the competition has been growing among developed and developing countries as space exploration carries the symbol of the technological superiority of a country. The USSR launched the first artificial satellite, Sputnik, on October 4, 1957, to orbit Earth amidst the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the United States, and then the USSR sent the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin, who made one orbit around the Earth on April 12, 1961. As USSR was ahead and winning the space race against the United States, in 1958, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, was formed for carrying out space exploration activities in the United States, and on May 25, 1961, President John F. Kennedy challenged the United States by saying,
"I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space."
As the decade progressed, NASA made immense progress to achieve the goal that the president had set for the country. In 1969, the United States sent the first astronauts to the moon, with Neil Armstrong becoming the first ever human to set foot on the moon's surface, which is still considered as one of the historic feats of human history. Also during the same decade, NASA launched a series of space probes called Mariner, which studied Venus, Mars and Mercury. Since then, various space stations and many unpiloted space probes have been launched that have traveled throughout our solar system. This has helped us understand various aspects of our universe and has helped in making some astounding discoveries. But now, in recent years, space exploration has seen a whole new paradigm shift, with private companies taking over the government's hold on space exploration, and with some of the world's richest men showing great interest, which means now the competition is not just restricted to countries. As of now, the most prominent private space companies are Elon Musk's Spacex, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin and Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic. From the outside, it might seem like a few billionaires' obsession, just to show off their prowess, and has also spurred some public headshaking, but we can't reach to a conclusion until we understand why these billionaires are so obsessed to colonize space, starting with Mars, and what vision do these companies have. So let us dig deep in to understand why Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson want to establish a permanent human presence on Mars, and how far have we reached concerning that vision. The primary argument for colonizing space is the long-term survival of the human species and terrestrial life. In 2005, NASA administrator said that the ultimate goal of spaceflights programs is not just for scientific explorations, but to colonize space. The Kardashev scale also talks about how a civilization grows. Once we have consumed all the energy and resources we have on this planet, we will be termed as Type 1 civilization. And this of course is a few hundred years from now. But to graduate from Type 1 to Type 2 civilization, we will be using and controlling the energy and resources of our planetary system, and this can be only possible if we have already established a firm human presence in space. But this cannot be just a decision of a particular company or a country, it has to be accepted by everyone. With the ever-rising climate change problems, and other various issues. In the long run, it is questionable how long can we survive if we are only dependent on the Earth. With no options, we are only one catastrophic event away from a complete wipeout of our species. Before we try to understand the vision of these companies, we need to understand why we chose only Mars, and not any other planet to colonize. The main reason is its habitability. The red planet isn't too cold or too hot and has a near-perfect temperature for humans. Also, the day and night are very similar to that of Earth. A day in Mars is 24 hours 39 minutes and 35 seconds, and other factors such as sunlight and gravity are believed to be sufficient for the human body to adapt to. Yes, we humans can't live in Mars without the help of technology. But compared to other celestial bodies that are close to Earth, Mars is a paradise. So now let us try to understand the vision of companies that are in this race of moving humans to Mars. When Elon Musk founded Spacex in 2002, he simply had the vision to revolutionize the aerospace industry and make affordable spaceflights. And Elon Musk as an entrepreneur is known to build a business not just for profits, but the prime motive is to benefit humanity. Jumping from one field to another, and being persistent no matter what, has been a trademark of Elon Musk's entrepreneurial journey. SpaceX in the beginning had its fair share of failure too. The early period of SpaceX was characterized by funding and testing. In 2006, SpaceX made its first Falcon launch which failed. Falcon 1 was designed with the goal of reusable spaceflight. In August of 2006, SpaceX won a NASA competition for funds to build a spacecraft that could service the ISS. Meanwhile, in 2007 and 2008, SpaceX made two more failed attempts to launch Falcon 1, but in September 2008, SpaceX finally got success and became the first private company to send a liquid-fueled rocket into orbit. Following this success, 3 months later they won a NASA contract to service the ISS. This was worth more than $1 billion. Since then it's been an upward journey for SpaceX. In 2010, SpaceX first launched Falcon 9, and then the following year Falcon Heavy. In December 2010, SpaceX achieved another milestone by becoming the first private company to release a spacecraft into orbit and then return it back to Earth. This was achieved by a spacecraft named Dragon. In 2012, SpaceX announced that it has won another contract from NASA, this time to develop a successor to the Space Shuttle that would transport astronauts to space. Various other successful launch and return were made during 2015, 2016 and 2017. But now with all the testing and successful launches, SpaceX is truly moving towards stage 2 of what Elon Musk has visioned. On May 30, 2020, the first crewed flight of Dragon capsule to ISS was launched, with astronauts Doug Hurley and Robert Behnken. Then SpaceX announced the Super Heavy Starship system, which would be capable of lifting 100,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit. Starship will work as a fully reusable transport system capable of carrying up to 100 people to the Red Planet. With all the bases set up, the future plans of Elon Musk and SpaceX are as follows. 1. SpaceX plans on putting the first human on Mars by 2024. 2. With the introduction of Starship, which will be able to carry 100 metric tons directly to Mars, and not just that, it will be launched with an aim of Starship being fully reusable, which will serve as a low-cost satellite delivery. With the rapid growth in technology and design works, we can see the first test flight as early as this year. 3. Elon Musk is also planning to create a variety of space services and space tourism. A Japanese billionaire and art collector, Yusaku Maezawa, will be in the first private journey which will fly by the moon. This is planned for 2023, and it will take a week for the whole journey. 4. After the first lunar mission in 1972, humans have abandoned the moon and no human was sent to the moon after 1972. Elon Musk and SpaceX wants to change this, as SpaceX believes due to moon's proximity to Earth, it can be a perfect choice for launching vehicles. or a linking point between the Earth and other celestial bodies. 5. But all in all, the ultimate goal of SpaceX is to make humans an interplanetary species. Though this goal is still a long way down the road, but with each successful step that SpaceX takes, it gets one step closer to creating space colonies, and Mars being seen as the first target where we probably will have the first human city outside of Earth. My expectations were high, and they were dramatically exceeded. This is what Jeff Bezos said after his 10-minute flight that blasted him into space on his own rocket company's first flight with other people on board. Jeff was accompanied by his brother, an 18-year-old and an 82-year-old, making him the youngest and the oldest ever to fly in space. Founded in 2002 by Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin is also an aerospace manufacturer and suborbital spaceflight services company. Like SpaceX, Blue Origin also aims to make access to space cheaper and more reliable through reusable launch vehicles. Blue Origin prime focus is on building a rocket-powered vertical takeoff and vertical landing (VTVL). The level passion of Jeff Bezos for Blue Origin and space travel can be seen as he stepped down as CEO of Amazon, in favor of spending more time working on Blue Origin. Though the company is still behind on many fronts as and when compared with SpaceX, but has seen a fair share of success as well. In 2006, Blue Origin successfully launched its first rocket-powered test flight, Goddard. After the partial success of New Shepard in 2015, which is named after astronaut Alan Shepard, the company successfully launched and landed suborbital spaceflight New Shepard 2, and with New Shepard launch number 16, which was the first flight with owner, Blue Origin gained new heights. As compared to SpaceX, Blue Origin has still a lot of catching up to do, but it's interesting to see what Jeff Bezos and CEO Bob Smith have in mind for Blue Origin for the future. The plan of Blue Origin for the future are as follows. 1. Blue Origin was awarded $1 billion from NASA to produce initial designs for a human landing system to land humans on the Moon in 2024. This is clear competition between SpaceX and Blue Origin to land astronauts on Moon in 2024. 2. Blue Origin is also one of the 17 U.S. companies that have been picked by NASA to develop new tech for a space mission to the Moon and beyond. Richard Branson became the first person to ride into space in a supersonic spaceplane developed by his company Virgin Galactic. This was just 9 days before Jeff Bezos rocketed into space on the 20th of July 2021. But this is now being followed with some issues, as FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, has grounded all Virgin Galactic flights until further notice. While the July 11th mission was completed successfully, with Richard Branson himself on board, but during the flight, a red warning light came on the spaceplane's dashboard, as it indicated the spaceplane flew off course its planned trajectory for a total of 1 minute and 41 seconds. Virgin Galactic is somewhat a young company, as compared to its peers, as it was founded in 2004 by Billionaire and Virgin Group founder, Richard Branson. Virgin Galactic's vision is to open space for everyone, and make space tourism more frequent. Virgin Galactic aims at running a regular schedule of spaceflights for private individuals and researchers. So after getting insights about the vision of these companies, we can understand that it's more than just a few billionaires' obsession, and the world is changing much faster than we think, and space travel in near future might be more common and frequent. As of now, one can clearly state that SpaceX is ahead of its peers, but not by much, and with rapid technological advancements, we might be seeing more private companies coming into this space to explore space. With NASA, ESA and other government organizations focused on more scientific discoveries and exploring the galaxy, these companies with their reusable space vehicles will be playing a pivotal role in colonizing space.